This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. The UNI football team had a dominant victory in the opening round of the playoffs against Stephen F. Austin. Coach, right from the get-go, this team looked good, focused, ready to play.
You know, it was a concern of mine coming off a fall break as the students were around, how we would especially play early. But the crowd was phenomenal, and it really brought them to life, and yet they were very prepared.
Looking at what Stephen F. Austin brings to the table, a very worthy opponent, but you could tell the game plan, the guys executed it.
Well, they did. I thought the plan was good. And, you know, we go back and evaluate it now, so the plan was good, but the execution was excellent. The players came out, the first run of the first half, the 2 turnovers by the defense, and the special teams right out of the gate with the 3 field goals. I mean, all those things have to hit, and we did that early in the game.
How important is that in the first round of the playoffs to, you know, punch the opponents right in the mouth, get on the board first, get some stops first, and really get that momentum going in favor of the Panthers? Well,
there's no question there's a factor. I was actually concerned had we scored so fast that you drop your guard too, because that's always a tendency. But our players were very focused, they had a purpose, and they're playing very well.
Focus is a key word, and that's what you've seen for the last 6 weeks.
Well, it's gradually gotten better, but they really understand how to get themselves ready right now, and they've hit a home run the past 6 weeks. But we got to continue to keep swinging because there's another week and another challenge, and the stakes are higher. Panthers
defend their home turf, 44-10, the final against Stephen F. Austin. What, in your mind, were some big plays in this game?
Well, number one, the opening kickoff, or the opening run. I mean, that kind of hits you as a team going, wow, where we at? And it was so loud in here. And I think that was probably as big as factored on their football team, because you kind of walk in the pit down here and everything's coming down on you as loud as it was. And then the 2 big turnovers on defense, because the defensive line was playing so well, stopping the run, and the secondary is doing a great job. So the combination of those 2 things, I think, with the crowd coming down on them, kind of overtook them a little bit.
The defensive line, again, you're only rushing 4 guys, and you're still getting to the quarterback and getting in the backfield. How important is that when you are scheming against an offense it's powerful like Stephen F. Austin?
Well, that's what's difficult, because you don't know if you're going to hold up, and there's always a plan behind the plan. So if that goes awry, we have to make a counter move, and right now the defensive line, our secondary, our linebackers are playing so well as a unit, and they know how to play within each other, and that's what's making them strong.
Panthers led start to finish, and if you get up, sometimes it's hard to maintain. Talk about that, the fact that in the second, in the third, and even in the fourth quarter, they executed.
Well, you always come back out of halftime. We were 30-7, I believe, but I'm always concerned they had the first possession. Mm-hmm. You could ignite a football team, they go down and score. That's not a tough score to overcome. It looks bad, but it's been done before. We've done it before. But yet, we took out that first series, and then our offense went down and scored, and I think that kind of helped things separate it, like it was going to be the same as what happened the first half again. But, I mean, you were one big play for them of igniting a whole team that could have swung that football game too.
4 touchdowns for David Johnson. It's the biggest margin of victory for a UNI football team ever in the playoffs. And what's this do for that momentum, this winning streak, moving forward to the next round, which is the Sweet 16?
Well, you know, we're going to Illinois State, and we've already played them. They know us, we know them, and we go on the road. So now we have to, like I said, the stakes got higher, the challenge got bigger, and this football team needs to rise to the occasion.
Valley went 3 for 3 today.
I thought, you know, looking back on that, it really verifies, or I don't want to say justifies, but it really verifies that the committee put as many teams in, because it's impressive that Indiana State went to Eastern Kentucky and South Dakota State went to Montana State and won both those games. So to go on the road and do that, it says a lot that this league is very strong. It is very strong, and now it kind of did what it needed to do today.
And Coach, you're going to be playing football game in the month of December. Again, what strides forward did this team take in this football win over Stephen F. Austin today?
Well, I think how they prepared. And, you know, there was a different challenge this week with the time they had. And we didn't practice since Thursday. Our last practice got done at noon on Thursday, so they've had 48 hours off. And I think how they mentally were ready to play was the key to our success today.
Congratulations on the great playoff win. Best luck against the Redbirds of Illinois State next week. Panthers again victorious over Stephen F. Austin. They head to the next round of the playoffs. Back with more Panther Sports Talk right after this.